So hello, we are going to talk about what E-Space will bring to education. First of all, we already have a portal specifically addressing the educational sector, of which you see here a screen, where we brought together all materials that we created during the project and of which we think that they are relevant for use by educators. And of course, it highlights the educational demonstrators that we developed in the project. So on the Rode altarpiece, the Irish folk tales, the archaeology in Cyprus, the Cavafy poems, and the photographic investigation of artwork. So all these demonstrators are there. And these are, of course, ready to use because they were already from the inception educational demonstrators. But next to that, we want to produce a MOOC, a massive open online course, and for a specific reason. We noticed that just putting educational materials online is not sufficient to bring about real activity and to make people really learn. It's not by looking into Wikipedia that you start learning some things. There needs to be an educational context where someone explains things to you, where you are guided from A to Z through the material and really can have an idea about which skills you should learn to reach a certain level. And this is what we can do through a MOOC. And of course, universities have a lot of experience in making these kinds of environments. This experience we will use in the project to really show people that they can start being proactive, creative free users of Europeana content. So our goal is to teach the students that the step towards becoming a proactive user is smaller than they think. Now we built the MOOC course in 3 levels. And the first level required some extra development because it is making the materials in a targeted and adapted way for the general audience, interested people who want to study, or actual teachers and students to engage with the materials. So there we started from materials that we have developed in this project and that we delivered to the review meetings and in our deliverables. Started from that material, but we added some layers that make it really teaching materials. But on the other hand, a lot of the materials that we have, a lot of the documentation that we have, the videos that we produced, what we learned in the hackathons, in the workshops, these materials are readily accessible already for professionals. So there will be a second level where professionals from the creative industries and also from the glam sector can browse through these materials. Of course, they can, to a certain extent, already do so on our website, but in this learning environment, they are really invited to dig deeper into it. And then a third level is specifically targeting developers who might not even come from the glam sector, but who want to know how they can access Europeana and libraries and Europeana space APIs and tools like the WIT environment. Now we chose to promote this MOOC, the Open edX platform. Why did we do that? Well, the whole essence of a MOOC is that it is a portal that has a very high visibility and attracts thousands of students. And this is also for us the advantage in top of our normal websites, that on a MOOC you can attract. In 2012, the hype year, you had several courses that attracted about 40,000 students. Now, not all these students really participated in these courses. Often it were only 1,000 or 2,000. But today, for example, KU Leuven has courses with on average about 6,000 to 8,000 students in each course. And Open edX is the only open platform that has this kind of reach. And the other platforms like Coursera are private and commercial platforms. So Open edX was a logical choice, and KU Leuven already has a brand there, KU Leuven X, and it is with support from KU Leuven that we will be able to put this course in the highlight. And you saw we made already very successful course like this one on the Great War and modern philosophy. It's interesting to note that this course on the Great War was in dire need for openly accessible materials that they could use in this open published course, which is one of the big problems of open courses, that you need freely licensed material. And they actually found those materials on Europeana. So what we do in Europeana space and in Europeana is already reaching out and helping out education. Now here you see the mock-up of the Europeana Space MOOC, which will have about one module for each pilot and then some extra modules for the context, with about 2 to 3 hours learning in each module. So it will be quite limited. I think in total 8 modules, one module a week, which gives us about an 8-week trajectory. And the MOOC is very typically something that starts at a certain moment and then takes a few weeks. So in this case we will launch it in October 2016. And of course there will also be links from within the MOOC to these educational demonstrators. Now, how is such a MOOC module conceived? Well, it always has a kind of introductory movie, and these movies we make specifically for the module. And then we offer to the students some preparatory reading so that they can have a kind of introduction in the matter. We offer also extra reading materials for those who want to learn more. And then you have, in fact, the core of the module is a kind of lecture where you have the text synchronously displayed, and or what we call knowledge clips, small video clips that explain something. For example, for the more general theoretical aspects, you would have a lecture, but for example, how to use an API like the WIT API, that would be a targeted small knowledge clip. And then you have quizzes and assignments or forum discussions. Now here we chose to work with small quizzes. It works very well, it keeps the attention of the learners. And on the other hand, forum discussions where they can engage. This is certainly the case in the in the second and third level, so for the GLAM professionals and the developers. For the basic users, we make assignments where they will actually use the tools that we developed. And for example, here you have a course outline. This is the way the interface looks for the designers, for the teachers. But then you have a module, and you see you have this video, and you have the text scrolling to the right, and you can also click back on a text and then you will jump in the right place on the video. So it has really very nice navigation aids, and so student can scroll back, can take his own time to study certain things that are explained. And then you could have a small multiple choice quiz which triggers the attention and makes sure people really got the point of the videos. It works very, very nicely. You can also watch the statistics of these videos. So we hope, of course, that when we run a first session of these MOOCs, that we will obtain valuable statistics of what is going on. Here an example of the second scenario of the photography pilot, where we explain how the pilot is conceived, we show the results, and then we explain the tool that we made, a storytelling website that is specifically targeting history teachers, people from tourism offices, from archives, from museums. We show them and explain them the storytelling website, and then and how they can use it. And then there is really an assignment. So the student that wants to get the credit for this course needs to do this assignment, and actually they will make their own stories on the E-Space portal. And this means that our pilot will also continue to work each year when we do a new run, or each semester that we do a new run of the MOOC. We will get new stories from the students. And these can be university students, but we are more also targeting professionals in the touristic sector, in archives, etc. So here you see the tool that we developed in our photography pilot, and the kind of story that you can build with it. You see it's very powerful. It gives you really attractive way of presentation. And so a secondary school teacher could use this to make his own story with the Europeana space materials for his own students. And then of course you have forum discussions, and these forums discussions are important for us to build communities with these professionals, with these developers, and to learn from them how our tools are received. So the MOOC is really also a part of our sustainability planning. I want to really highlight this. It is very important for sustainability that the universities who are in the education really will continue to use these tools in their courses, and we are showing this by these MOOCs. Here the content from the creative business workshop, and so you see there is a diversity of materials. What we plan to do next is, with the results of Europeana Space, to go to educational conferences. So not simply sticking to the Europeana world and the cultural heritage conferences that we are visiting in line with the description of work. No, the universities will go to the education sector and to educational conferences. I already presented at Valencia. I will present at EduLearn in Barcelona, and also at the large EATU, the European Association of Distance Teaching Universities in Rome. But this will continue also in 2017, etc. So you see, education is for us really the next step in this project, and will be a substantial part of our sustainability efforts. Thank you for your attention.